Welcome back to the most slept on map in all of Black Ops 2 Zombies, and your friendly torture session here with me as your host. And because I'm such an amazing content creator, not only did I forget to record the audio for the gameplay footage, but I'm now gonna have to insert several thousand memes in order to keep your attention span. So buckle in, because it's definitely gonna be a longer video than usual. This one was absolute torture, and I hate every single one of you. Now, starting off our run, and the only reason I picked Nuketown was because all we have to do is open up the store and the B23R is right there, aka the younger and somehow cooler version of the MP5. Now, is it better than the MP5? I'd argue not, but it's got a cult following for a reason. This gun is great. If you don't know, it is a 3-round burst pistol with a decent amount of ammo in reserve and a pretty low magazine size. And hey, there's nothing wrong with it. It's a great gun. It's got the perfect amount of damage to where it can kill in the early round, but not so much damage to where you can't get points and rack up melee kills as well. Oh no, it's got that perfect mix to it for some reason. And for those wondering why this is the only reason I chose Nuketown, it is because of the way that perks spawn in this map. For those who don't know, every 3 to 4 rounds, a perk will drop in from the nuclear explosion in the background, and it will fall randomly on the map. From what I know, there's basically no way of manipulating it. It's completely random every time, and sometimes it can lead to bad outcomes. For example, in this game, double tap spawned on round 7 and fell in this backyard. While this is not the worst location you can possibly have, I would much rather somewhere just out in the open, because coming back here, especially if I take it down on a much later round, is going to be a massive pain in the ass. However, now unfortunately, we have to talk about one of the saddest excuses for a pack punch weapon that I have ever laid my eyes on. The B23R once pack punch turns into the bear, and it is awful. This thing gets 20 in the magazine and only 180 rounds in reserve.
Ooh, that's kind of small.
Now you might say, oh, for a pistol, that's not the worst thing ever, but its damage is pretty lackluster, and once you have double tap, this thing's rate of fire is 1,200 rounds per minute, meaning you're gonna go through your entire ammo reserves in about 3 seconds, just trying to shoot into a horde of zombies past round 30. But hey, at least it's a wall weapon, so we're gonna finish out our early game setup by getting Juggernog on round 13, and we're gonna have Speed Cola fall right from the sky and into our lap on round 16. With that out of the way, let's now go into the strategy that we are going to use in order to beat this high round. And honestly, this is a bit more dynamic than the strategy that I use on town, mainly just because this training area is nowhere near as open as town, and it's definitely nowhere near as forgiving because there are spawns on all sides. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be training in the back of greenhouse or blue house, whatever you want to call it, I don't know, and trying our best to loop them around this back fence area. The zombie spawns are a lot more manageable in this area, and it's basically the best spot on the map I've found to do insta-kills. And speaking of which, what we're gonna do is, once we get an insta-kill, we're going to throw as many nades as we can. Usually I don't allow grenades on town, but that's mainly because there's so much lava, it's kind of pointless to throw them anyway. And also the B23R kind of needs it. It has no ammo to get through insta-kill rounds mostly. And even if you're very, very precise and you try to only shoot 1 bullet, you're usually gonna shoot 2, 3, maybe even 4 due to its insanely high fire rate. And we're not going to be doing full horde ups with this strategy until about round 35. The zombie spawns don't fully max out for a while, and I find that there's a lot of stragglers in the area, at least until that point, which unfortunately was the case on round 34. But hey, this is where we pull off some insane gamer moves. This is why you are here. And I'm going to show you exactly how you can recover from this type of fail.
One day later.
You know what? No. You know what? I need to glow up. I'm gonna have the B23R look even better than it ever has. That's the reason I died. It's not me. It's not me, guys. It's not me. I refuse to believe. So, just to prove the fact it's not me, I decided to get a skin for the B23R courtesy of the plutonium launcher. Look at this thing. It's awesome. It's blue. It's glittery. I hope something like this actually appears in Black Ops 6 in the future. This would be cool. Oh, and also, not to mention, I actually added a zombie counter at the bottom. Tell me if you guys want that or not in the comment section below. And you know what? Screw it. I might as well pull up all the stops because for some reason, pistols don't actually get an increased movement speed in this game. So I'm gonna have to spin the box for either the Cheekum or the ballistic knives. Unfortunately, that's gonna cause fire sales to spawn because if you don't know, moving the box is what causes fire sales to spawn in the first place. But that's just something we're gonna have to bite the bullet on in order to have a much easier experience. Or not. Okay, sure. Thanks, box. Never mind. All right, but move on. Let's keep going then. And you guys already know how the setup process goes. So in order, we get Juggernog, Speed Cola, Double Tap, and Quick Revive, all before round 13, and we end up Pack-a-Punching on round 17. Now, there is one more mechanic that I completely forgot about up until this point, which is the fact you can double Pack-a-Punch Black Ops 2 exclusive weapons. So we can actually get attachments for our weapon. Now, for the B23R on the wiki, it says you can get Bass Mags, and sadly, that's the only thing we can get, but hey, it's actually pretty noticeable, like, whenever you have it equipped, so I'm not going to complain too much about it. At least it's not something literally useless, like maybe laser sights or maybe a reflex sight. But you guys know how challenges go on my channel, and there's always something bad that happens, which is why I took it down on round 36. Now, how exactly do we actually come back from this? Simple, we run like hell. Something I forgot to mention is the fact we keep the bottom door in the blue house closed, so that zombies can't actually run in and interfere my training. Basically, it's the only way you can actually stay safe back here, and it's the reason why it's so good to begin with. However, this also creates a problem, which is that there's only one exit for me to go, and it's right in the middle of the backyard. So I have to train them around this backyard until I eventually have an opening and make a mad dash to all the perks that I need, with varying amounts of success, I might add. However, this time we actually got it. But the difficulty doesn't stop there, however. Now I have to show you what ammo runs are like, and this is probably the most annoying part of the run, because again, the damage of the B23R is so low, and ammo is also extremely low. I have to do these runs constantly, and basically the only way I found to do this safely requires a lot of very fast timing. What we do is that we get them all in a big circle at the very back of the backyard, sprint up the stairs, sprint down the staircase next to the B23R wall by, immediately turn around and run outside and wait for them to come sprinting out of the front door, and only to do a very small loop right next to the garage and then go back up the stairs into the training location and then wait for them all to come back into the training spot. Yes, I had to do this every single time, and I was doing multiple runs at this point by about round 35. On round 40 alone, I think I had to do 4 or even 5 ammo runs, and this is only going to multiply exponentially as the round goes on. And after an hour and a half, I only managed to progress 7 rounds to round 47, where eventually I was just getting tired from the day. I was blanking out. I was just kind of spacing out and doing whatever, and I ended up taking it down like a complete idiot. And after 2 entire days of trying to grind this out, I was not about to let this happen. I had to clutch up as best as I could. I was not going to let this challenge beat me. No. You know what? No, I refuse. I have been doing this challenge for 4 days now. I have failed over and over and over again at round 40 plus. I'm not even taking downs before like round 35 at this point. It's just that every single time I take it down, I can't get out of the backyard. So you know what? Instead of dealing with all this, I'm just gonna spawn on round 30 and get myself the ballistic knives. Okay, listen, it's not that much of an advantage, and I have to survive 5 minutes before all the perks slowly start falling down. So maybe, you know what? I think that's enough. Is that enough? Okay, to where I'm allowed to do this. Please, this is the first time I've done this. I'm not gonna do it again. Just let me get away with this, okay? I still got it, okay? Leave me alone. Shut up.
What the fuck was that?
My insane copium addiction aside, the run actually went smoothly beyond this point, aside from a very butt-clenching down at round 46, where we thankfully managed to recover. It seemed like we were set for smooth sailing for the rest of this challenge. However, it was round 49, I had no more downs, and we need to get past the final round to beat the round 50 challenge. And trust me, it was completely terrible. Let me just show you. Thank God. Okay, finally, one more round. Oh, cool. There's 240 zombies this round. This is going to be so fun. Or, sorry, on the forums, not the mod shop. Oh, this is what happens when you zone out. This right here, that is zoning out right there. I know I don't have the timer on right now, but I'm pretty sure I've been doing this for about 5 hours if this were a single game. Granted, I've also been doing this challenge since I think 7 a.m. or something, or maybe like 8 a.m. and it's now 9 p.m. So, you know, that's nice. Oh Oh man, all right guys, there we go. That's it. That's the round 50 B23R only. Just, you know, whatever. We did it. Done. Round 50. There's the scoreboard. We started on round 30 on this game. Done. We're done. I'm over. This gun is so shit. It's insane. Like, how do you get beat by the fucking Olympia? How do you do that? Granted, I'm never gonna stop using this gun. I love the B23R, but I'm never upgrading this thing again. It's absolutely terrible. And guys, thank you all for enjoying this round 50 B23R only video. If you guys liked the video, make sure y'all like and sub. No next round 50 for a while because Black Ops 6 is coming out soon. I'm gonna be trying to stream here over on YouTube. And also, sorry for the lack of uploads recently, you know, work and also just brain fog for trying to come out with videos has kind of been wearing on me a little bit. Don't worry, it's nothing like burnout. It was just a creative block that I was hitting for some reason. Anyway, all stay safe. Don't drink too much. Don't smoke too much, especially on the holidays since they're coming up. Don't commit any crimes on Halloweens. I need your viewership. And yeah, guys, later.
Why did you subscribe to this channel? You're trapped forever. The Lord will find you! Y'all made a mistake. A real bad one. Hope you're happy.